Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and today we are doing a fall or Halloween snack inspired eyeshadow look, and this is a collaboration with some of my favorite ladies here on YouTube. So, like I said, this is a collaboration with some wonderful creators here on YouTube, including some very close friends of mine. I'm not going to name them all here because I don't want to forget anybody, but I am going to have everyone and their channels listed down below. So, what is my snack, you ask? It is candy corn and peanuts. And I will explain that to you as we get started, but I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes real quick with the ABH eyeshadow primer. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with the transition, and I will tell you all about the candy corn peanut tradition in my family. I'm going to start off with Soft Glam. I'm just taking my transition from this palette, and then we'll be using the Norvina Volume 1, as I said in the title. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the shade Burnt Orange right here. I do feel like this is the closest matte shade that I was able to find that would represent that shade of peanuts. I mean, I'm sure I have tons of browns or whatever, but I really wanted a really nice matte. I don't want to do a crease shade. I just want to blow this one shade out in the crease and transition area. And so this is the one. So the peanut and candy corn tradition actually was started by my bestie and possibly her grandma, who we call Mammy. And she started doing it. I don't even like candy corn. That's the truth right there. I don't even like candy corn, but she was like, no, you gotta try it with the peanuts. It's a whole different experience. And I was like, all right, you know, I trust her. She's my bestie of like 20 some years. 22, yes. And so I tried it and it's delicious. She just uses plain peanuts. Most of the time at our house we do plain peanuts as well, but this year I did try honey roasted peanuts with it and I really liked that too. So yeah, and you just mix them together in a big old jar or what have you, and or you know, just a Tupperware container if you like, and you know, you just munch on it. And we always have a big jar of it here around the house, you know, for the whole month of October, and we just munch on it, and it's so good. It's like the salty and the sweet and the crunchy texture of the peanuts with the sort of softer texture of the candy corn. Of course, you can put any kind of candy corn you want in there. I'm a purist. I like the regular old candy corn, which is what I'll be attempting to put on my eyeballs today. So I'd love to know down in the comments if you have a family food tradition for Halloween or fall, something that, you know, a snack or a treat that you love to have this time of year as we roll into October. So I think I changed my mind. I want a little bit more depth, so I'm going to go in with this shade B1 right here, just a metallic brown, and just put this sort of on the very outer part of the lid and a tiny bit up into the crease. It's going to end up probably getting covered up for the most part, but I just want a little indication of depth there. And of course you can put a shimmer in your crease. I do it all the time. I love the way it looks. If you love the way it looks, then you do you, boo. So yeah, I would love to hear some of your family fall or Halloween traditions, whether they're food related or not. I just love fall. It's my favorite season. I will say it's probably the one downside of living where I live in northern Colorado. We have a very short fall here. We have the kind of fall where it's like mostly summer temperatures, during the day and then very chilly, like down into the 40s at night. So that's the only bummer, is that fall doesn't last long enough here. It lasts quite a while in Nebraska, where I'm originally from. So, wah wah. So I feel like since I'm doing mostly matte on the lid, I'm going to want a white base. So I'm going to use my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. And she kind of feels like she's drying out here. Oops, I'm not trying to take that up into the crease really. Anyhow, once I get this laid down, I'll use my brush here. It's just a little very flat synthetic brush. And I use this mostly for my glitter glue. Alright, very quickly go in with the previous brush that we used for that brown crease shade. Tap it a little on the outside and run that through the crease for any areas where I went a little too far up with that white pencil. There we go. Fabulous. Okay. So I feel like this is going to be an interesting look because candy corn goes white on the top, orange in the middle, and yellow on the bottom. Normally I would, if I was doing a gradient like this on my eyes with those colors, not related to candy corn, I'd probably put the yellow in the middle. But we're going to do it candy corn style today, and hopefully it will turn out fun and we'll have some fun. So, also, I don't do all matte looks all that often, so this should be interesting. So, on the outer part of the lid, I'm going to go in with the shade D1. Is that smart? Is it smart to do it from the inner part to the outer part, or the outer part to the inner part? I feel like the yellow should get laid down first, specifically this yellow, because this yellow, although it's popping now, in my review I've mentioned that this yellow does need to generally be built up a little bit in my experience, but it's actually, you know, it's performing beautifully on this white base. So yes, you guys are coming along for the ride of my first mostly matte eyeshadow look. Woo! It turned out good. Well, man, this palette is messy. Or I'm messy today. One of the two. This is going to be such a fun collab, you guys. I really hope that you will go and check out the other ladies. As I mentioned, these guys are so fun. It is, I believe, mostly the same group as the transition to fall collab that went up on my channel a little while ago. I'll link that for you. And of course, those ladies are listed, or these ladies are listed in that description box as well. Alright, next shade is going to be this one, which is E2. Under the E2, that's for you, Laura. Oh my goodness. So pretty. I'm telling you guys, there's nothing this palette can't do. I have been loving it so much, and not because it's new. Like, I don't know, I just like each day I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do this with my eyeshadow today, and I'm like, yeah, I could use the Norvina for that. So I actually really like it. I find it to be relatively versatile, which is amazing. And these mattes, I don't know if I said it, but they're sticking to this white base really beautifully as well. I've been having issues with eyeshadow primer lately, if you've been following my saga. So I did go ahead and order two that came highly recommended, as well as I've seen a lot of people using them lately and loving them. Go back in with a little yellow over here. And that is the Smashbox Lid Primer in Light, as well as the Essence I Heart Stage one. So, inexpensive one and an inexpensive one.
Can you guess which shade we're going into next?
That's a gorgeous orange, is it not? So, of course, we're going to go into C1, which is a fan-freaking-tastic, they call it a bright white matte. On the website, that's the description of the shade, and that is absolutely true. I love this shade as an inner corner highlight. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad I thought to use a white base. I'm so used to just using regular eyeshadow primer, so oh my goodness, that is so pretty. Okay, I feel like we lost a little of the yellow. I'm going to go back in with the same shade, D1. I'm going to replace the yellow as well as, you know, fade it in with the orange. Give that little tapping back and forth between the two shades. And I pretty much do this the same way for shimmer shades. If I'm trying to blend them together, I will just tap back and forth over the line. Sometimes with shimmers, I feel like it works better with my finger, but I don't think that's going to be the case with this one. I'm going to add just a little bit more orange back in, which is E2. Make sure that's nice and punchy. This was actually one of the easiest looks I've ever done. Hallelujah. All right, let's see here. What else could be fun? Let's do it. I don't know if this is going to turn out or not. In the middle of the crease, I'm going to go in with the shade E1 and just place this right above where the orange shade is. So what, if anything, are you guys going to be for Halloween? Do you guys still dress up? Do you take your kids trick-or-treating in costumes? Do you go to parties? What do you do? I actually think I'm going to use my little flangey here and give it a little more pop here. Oh yeah, that's better. I think it's, if there's any reason to get creative, it's for things like this. Now going into that yellow C2. This is very chunky. We sound so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to spray it or something. Okay, let's try a spritz. I have to order more Fix Plus soon. Yeah, that turned out nice. And now I'll take a little flangey and punch that up while it's still a little wet. I may or may not be wearing this look grocery shopping today. Just saying. Who cares? You only live once. Alright. What do we want to do for the inner corner? Or the lower lash line? I suppose we should do the lower lash line first. Okay, I think for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with this little bit of brown, put a tiny bit on the outer V, and then run that on the lower lash line. Alright, re-established a tiny bit of brown there. And now run that along the lower lash line. I generally keep it pretty simple on the lower lash line. That's just how I do. Alright, for the inner corner, I'm going to go in with the blush highlight trio that I used. It's the CoverGirl Instant Cheekbones in the shade Sophisticated Sable. I'm going to use this little highlighter here and put that on the inner corner as well as the brow bone. I feel like this was a very short video, especially once I edited it out. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And of course, I'm going to bring that up in front of the white that we brought up. Ooh, look at that. Bring it up in front of the white matte into the crease. I now have 2 of these instant cheekbones and I freaking love them. Who knew all this time? I mean, these have been around since I was a young girl, and I'm not a young girl anymore by any means. And so I think that's really cool that, you know, CoverGirl was doing highlighter before highlighter was interesting like it is now. All right, I'm gonna hop off of here, do some liner and mascara, and then I will come back and we will figure out a look for this candy corn and peanut look. All right, we are back. What do you think? I went ahead and took the mustard sweater off. I think this is more fun. And you guys, I'm loving this look. I think I might wear this for Halloween, like with the shirt. So anyhow, I finished off the eyes with my Marc Jacobs highliner in the shade Earthquake. It's brown. And then I did my traditional nude liner from Pixie on my waterline. And then I finished off the look with the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. I have been loving this. Alright, so I hate to be anticlimactic, but I am going to kind of do a nude lip. I'm going to go ahead and line these puppies, and then we'll get into that. Alright, that was my Jaune Bleu lip liner in the shade Brown Sugar. Now I'm going to use my NARS Velvet Matte. Is that right? No. Wow. Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in the shade Dolce Vita. Or Dolce Vita. You guys, I have this dry patch right here. It's driving me nuts. And it's a very orangey nude, so that's why I'm going with this. And if you're wondering what my hair is doing, I don't know. She never tells me. It's more red than orange, isn't it? It still looks nice. We're going to put a gloss over it anyways. This is the Patrick Star and MAC lip gloss in the shade Mama Star Kiss. It's kind of an opal-y gloss, and I just need to get more use out of it. And take it on my fingers so we don't muck up the doe foot with lip color. That's fun, isn't it? Do we need more blush? I think we do. I used that instant cheekbones, but I think I'm going to go into my Jouer Duo here. This is the Rose Gold Duo, and pick up this shade called Marigold, and just put this on the apples of my cheek. This is, whoa, sorry, I didn't mean to blind you. This is part of my makeup must-haves for fall, which you would have seen last Monday, and I will link it for you. But, oh yeah, I love this Marigold shade. Stunning. Just the apples. Oh yeah, I like that better. That soft sable I really had to build up, no, sophisticated sable, I really had to build up to get it to show. So we'll just go with a little bit of this, and a little bit of a side draping. Much better. So here is the finished look. What do you guys think? Do you get candy corn vibes at least, if not candy corns and peanuts? Thank you to every single one of these ladies who is in this collab. While you're watching this video, I'll be watching theirs, but make sure after you watch this video, you check out my description box. Go give these ladies some love and tell them that I sent you. If you have any requests or ideas for fall or Halloween videos, I am in the process of planning that schedule right now, so you can leave those ideas down in the description box if you like. And with all of that said, I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely fall and Halloween inspired makeup days. And I will see you in my next video soon.